Welcome to another episode of Behind Church Walls. This platform will bring to you matters hidden within the church, some of what we go through within the church that we hide under the rug. Well, we are here to expose as much as we can, and this is concerning personal mental health. This has nothing to do with exposing men of God, women of God. That is not our calling. Our calling is to help people heal within the church. The church is the best place to be. But sometimes we happen to have a lot of issues that we don't deal with. Well, today I'm going to be sharing with you my own personal story, some of the things I faced, some of the things I went through, and I pray that it bless you. Again, this is Behind Church Walls. Kindly subscribe if this is the first time you are listening or watching any of our videos. Subscribe and click on that notification bell so you are first to receive all episodes as soon as we drop them. I am Nathan Williams, the host of this program, and I pray that you are blessed by today's story. Well, in 2017, I visited Ghana. And prior to that, I've been visiting. I'm a frequent visitor. So when I went, this lady friend who is a prophetess invited me to meet a friend of hers. I was very excited to meet this friend because we had been praying on this friend concerning marriage. When we met, was my first time, of course, so nothing was presented to me then. It was more get acquainted with him. But something was off. I did not sense the same thing my friend told me that this person was. It was a man. And this man was supposed to walk her down the aisle, marry her. And what happened is, when I met the man, immediately my spirit told me that this man is a sorcerer. He's a fetish priest, or let me say a witch doctor. But I didn't delve into it because I'd already been told this is a man of God. He's revered in the city or the town that he's in. He has brought a lot of healing to people. God is using him to work certain miracles. Now, I'm not all sold out when you tell me someone works miracles, because the Bible tells us that Simon the sorcerer also worked miracles, and people of Samaria actually thought that Simon was some type of a god. So I'm not moved by it, but I tried to tell my friend afterwards, because once we leave that meeting, the evening was prayer time. At the end of the prayer, I call her, I say, listen, the person you introduced to me, my spirit is not telling me that he's a man of God, but my spirit is telling me he's a sorcerer. She said, no, prophet, I think it's because he's of the same, regime as you. He's also a prophet. So you are kind of picking him up wrongly. And that happens. So I kind of was sold off on that. I was invited again to sit with them, have dinner. And when we went to dinner, they presented to me a business. What is this business? It was that they had found a cure to diabetes. I knew that my friend had problem with her sugar level. And she was telling me that since she took the medication, her sugar levels have stabilized and she's okay. She also had fibroids, and the fibroids have melted out. So I was interested because I know people where I am that need healing for diabetes. I had one person that I was very concerned for, whose diabetes was incurable. So I got interested. I wanted to come and try this medicine. I wanted to bring it to this friend of mine so that she can try the medicine and hopefully she'll recover. Well, when I went to go pray about it, I did hear, don't touch that medicine. And I did not adhere to my spirit. I rather went for it, and I got sold out to investing in the business. Now, one of the things I did is, when we went to prayer, my friend, the prophetess, she actually have an armor bearer and a couple of people that she brings with her for prayer. So at the end of that evening's prayer, I called the armor bearer to the side as if I was giving her a gift or something. And I asked her, have you heard of this drug? She said, yes, we have all used it in the church. And sir, it's been very helpful to all of us. So I said, okay. The next day, we went for prayer again. And then I called one of the other people, regular members, and says, have you heard of this medicine? She also said, we have all used it and it's been very helpful to all of us. So I asked her, what do you mean all of you have used it? Did they come and sell it in the church? And she said, yes. What I did not ask is, what will happen after you take the medication? What are some of the things that happen so that you know that the medicine is working? So I went and invested in the medication, took some with me, brought it to America. I wanted to give it to that friend that I had concerns for. And I went to go pray about it before I give it. And the Lord told me this. I knew it was not my own voice. The Lord said to me, don't give that medication to anybody. If you really want to know if that medication works, you take it first. So I got interested. I said, well, let me take it and see. I took the exact dosage I was asked to take. My God. The next morning, I was already urinating blood. Pure blood. I am not talking about when someone will urinate and at the end of the urine, drops of blood will come. No. I am talking from beginning to end is pure blood. So my kidney had started failing. But I did not know this because I had not yet been to the doctor. I called my friend. I said, I tried a dose of the medication and I'm urinating blood. My friend said, oh, we didn't tell you. Actually, that's what happens when you take the medication. I took the medication on Wednesday night. I called her Friday afternoon. And she said, you don't need to see a doctor. This is how it works. Pastor, you'll be fine. But then I went to bed Friday night and I did not wake up till Sunday evening. Listen clearly. I went to bed Friday night. I slept through Saturday. I woke up Sunday evening. And I'm too weak. I called my friend again. I said, this medicine, what is in it? Because I'm very weak. I've urinated blood throughout. I'm going to go see the doctor. She said again, you don't need to go see the doctor. I just hung up the phone. So my wife said she would drop me. We went to the emergency room, dropped me right in front of the emergency room. I took just about 10 steps and I passed out. My first pass out. Nobody attended to me. I got up myself and walked to the counter, got checked in. I was given a room where I wait for the doctor. Doctor is not in yet, but I needed to urinate. I get up, try to get to the bathroom to urinate. I pass out the second time, hit my head on the toilet bowl. For what I understand, I should have cracked my skull because the fall was so loud that my wife, who was waiting for me in the room that I was given, wanted to know what happened, who fell, or what was that loud sound, only to find out that I was on the floor. My feet was outside of the bathroom, but my head was inside. They thought I bust my head, but thank God nothing happened. I didn't even have a concoction. They had to assist me to walk back into the room. And I believe from then, they rushed the doctor to come and see me. I was admitted. So the next morning, they brought me to the ICU because I was losing blood very quickly. At that point in time, they needed to give me blood because my blood count was so low. I was told I was at 5 point something, and it is not normal to go below 7. But I was told I was at 5 point something at the time. I think it was 5.2 or 5.7, something like that. And while I was at the hospital, they didn't give me any medication because they didn't know what poison had entered my body that was causing this effect. So what they needed to do was to examine the medication I had taken so that they can help me. They asked my wife to go and bring the bottle from which I drank. Called all kinds of poison control doctors from within Connecticut. So I went to sleep. I woke up with I don't know how to call it, a fleet or a slew of doctors surrounding me. Everybody suggesting something, but nobody knew what exactly it was, so they couldn't come to a conclusion on what medication to give me. My wife has brought the medication, and here we are. They don't know what to do. But one of the ingredients they found in the medication was mothballs. You put mothballs in your house, rats, roaches, whatever it is, run away. They don't like the smell, let alone to eat of it. And it had been put in medication for me to take. What I came to find out is the sorcerer found out that I knew who he was. His goal was to eliminate me so I will not unveil who he is to my friend, the prophetess. That was his goal. Well, let me tell you about the story in the hospital. So I was in the ICU, and that night, people from the church, my pastor at the time, and a couple of the people from the church came, and they prayed earnestly for me. Meanwhile, I had been informed. Now, this I don't know if it was the ICU nurse or an angel. I don't know. I cannot tell what it was. I believe it was an angel because I don't remember how this nurse that gave me this information looks. This nurse told me the room that I was kept in was a room that no one comes in and return. In fact, the ward I was given before being transferred to the ICU, the person to my left died, the person to my right died. And then I was transferred to a room where I was given the information nobody lives that comes to that room. And so she said to me, it will be wise if you get into prayer and pray. But my church came to pray. This is why prayer is very important, and it's good to be in a church that is prayerful. Not a church that will pray only when there's problem, but a church that is prayerful, continually prayerful. Just about 11:30 before midnight, the nurse came to change my urinary cup. But when she came, I had not already urinated. So she left. And when she left, I started praying. She had woke me up, so I started praying. It's my culture to pray at midnight every night. So I'm there praying. I'm praying. Then the nurse comes back and she asked, did you urinate yet? This is now about midnight. And I said, let me try urinating now. And the nurse was leaving so that I can have my privacy to urinate in the cup. And while she was leaving, she said, this room feels different. This room feels like something has occurred here. I have a feeling that you will live and you will not die. Now, this is a different nurse. The nurse leaves. I sit on the bed to urinate. And when I start urinating, my urine has transformed from blood completely to pure urine. Remember, when I urinated, it was pure blood. Now, it has transformed to pure urine. If this is not God, I don't know who else will do it. Because it should have been gradual. So now you are urinating, it's not all blood, there's some urine in it. No, it went from pure blood to pure urine. I don't know how that occurred. Only God can answer this. Maybe one day when we meet in heaven, we can ask him. My counsel is, be careful the people you associate with. And when God speaks to you, hear the voice of God and obey. Because if I had obeyed to the voice that told me that the man I'm meddling with is a fetish priest and moved away from any dealings, I would have been okay. So who formulated the medication? It was the fetish priest. He's the one that makes the medicine. Well, I did not know this. I knew that they had found some clinical organization that makes the medication. It was sealed properly. Everything was done the way it should be done. It was not done shabby. It was not done like you just went to some, friend and they made a medication for you. No, it was sealed properly, labeled properly. Everything on the medication told me that this is legit. After this whole ordeal, I asked, what is the company that makes the medication? That is when I was told that it is the fetish priest's company that makes the medicine. Hear me. I almost died simply because I did not hear the voice of God. Now, I want you to give me comments. Write your comments. Write your views. What are you thinking? What is going through your mind? So now I call my friend and I tell her I want to talk to him. Till date, the man left his church, whatever he was doing in that town, and has disappeared. Till date, we don't know where the man is. But I've come to find out by reason of the Spirit that this man was given a clear opportunity to eliminate me. I almost lost my life. Well, this is the end of today's episode. I'd like for you to comment and tell me your views on what you have listened to today. God bless you. Until our next video is bye-bye.